Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be playing a super fast tempo list. It's going to be a Azorious standard best of 1 list with average converted mana cost 1.4, 12 creatures, 27 non-creatures, and 21 lands. Now, this is one of the lowest curve decks that I've ever played, and I've featured multiple tempo decks within the channel that had a similar curve to this one, but this by far I think is the most successful one in my opinion, due to the amount of winning you can accomplish with this deck. So let's break it down and give you my thought process on this list. So it's your Azorious list that relies on basically playing a creature, protecting the creature, making it big, and then attacking with that creature and close out the game that way. You present early threats, and then for the rest of the game you're pumping them and you're protecting them, and that's the idea behind the list. You've probably seen a ton of lists when it comes to this theme of decks, right? But I think this one here, I have some flavor to it here, so let's break it down, right? We're starting with Blessed Defiance. This is my tech card of choice when it comes to being on the draw, right? Because when you're going second and you're playing against another aggressive list, which there are a lot of in the ladder, you tend to basically go back and forth, right? So if they're applying enough pressure and dealing enough damage, we don't actually want to block. We want to swing back, and we want to race them with our bigger creatures. So I decided to go for this one because it gives a lifelink, right? Lifelink is very important. Lifelink switches the game around, especially in those scenarios where you're attacking, they're attacking, you're both at a low life points. If you can give your big creature lifelink and attack with it over the top, that puts them in a very terrible position. So this is my tech card of choice, mainly because it's an instant, so we can actually use it as a combat trick, and mainly because it gives +2/+0 and lifelink, and it enables all of our creatures here as well. So very, very good so far. For Guiding Voice, pretty straightforward. We learn, and we have a learn sideboard here as well. For Homestead Courage, it has flashback. These are our pump spells. 3 Delver of Secrets. I went down from 4 to 3 to include more spells in the list that I really needed. 4 Slip Out the Back protection, Spell Pierce protection. 4 You See a Guard Approach protection, and 3 March of Swirling Mist as protection as well, and the combat trick card as well. This is also very good for when you're going second, because you can just keep attacking, and then on that last decisive turn, right before you die, you phase out all their creatures, you swing back and win the game, right? Our main creatures here are Illuminator, Virtuoso, and Storm Chaser Drake. Storm Chaser Drake draws you a card whenever it gets targeted, and we have a ton of targeting spells here. Even when you cast a protection spell on it, it draws a card. Illuminator, Virtuoso connives every time it gets targeted by a spell, so it's pretty good. And we have other ways to make our creature connive here within a security bypass. Security bypass here enables you to connive whenever you attack and deal damage. But the nice thing about security bypass is the fact that if you're attacking with one creature, which happens a lot of times, you can get through blockers, right? So if you have a big Illuminator Virtuoso that's equipped with a security bypass, that's pretty much game. If you're just attacking with this, protecting it, conniving over and over and over, making this big over and over and over. And the nice thing is that it has double strike, so it can trigger security bypass twice, so it connives twice, which is pretty insane here. 2 Show of Confidence, just to boost up that beefiness of our creature here whenever we're casting an instant or sorcery here. And also 1 Ledger Shredder as a last creature, or 1 extra creature here for the list, right? That can be a big threat, and since we're such a low curve, a lot of times we might cast more than 1 spell each turn, so Ledger Shredder can connive and get significantly big as well. I also like Ledger Shredder mainly due to the fact that it can dodge an early 2 damage removal. It can dodge a Meat Hook Massacre, which is also pretty good. And within the mana base here, 21 lands. I don't want to go any lower here. We actually do need our 3rd and 4th land, just so we can cast multiple things and hold up protection at the same time. And it's mostly blue dominated, because a lot of times you want to cast, for example, your blue creatures, but at the same time, if you have a lot of white sources, it's either you cast a blue creature or you hold up protection. So you get left at a very awful dilemma there. So you cast a creature, multiple blue, you're able to cast a creature and hold up a blue source here as well, which is very, very good. only 2 beaches here, because if we draw this, we need to hit things on curve. So you see not a lot of tapped lands. The deserted beach here, hopefully we draw it later on in the game so that it comes in untapped. We don't really want to start with this, or having it as our only second land and just like screwing our curve pretty much. So a lot of untapped lands like Ganjo, Otawara, Combat Trick, Hall, just, you know, a little grindy factor when it comes to the list here, but not really. Within the sideboard, we have environmental sciences, can gain its life, which can be pretty helpful. Also can help us search for our lands if we're really struggling. 2 teaching of the archaics, just to fuel against those super grindy matchups. Although with the amount of protection that we have and the amount of creatures that can swing in and get big and kill, you usually never grind out any game. But just in case, teachings is here, help us refuel if we're down, and help us find our necessary spells here to close out a game. Expanded anatomy is pretty straightforward here, makes your creatures big, also gives vigilance, similar to Homestead Courage, but instead of Homestead Courage, you get to put 2+1 counters, which is very good. Introduction to Prophecy is just to draw as well as another draw spell. You can probably just end up running 3 teaching of the archaics. And Introduction to Annihilation here is to just remove anything that's just completely stopping our deck. Nothing really stops our deck here, since we have a lot of ways to phase out stuff. We have a lot of combat tricks, we have a lot of tempo within the list, so nothing really stops us. But just in case there's this one headache that's kind of stopping you, you just get Introduction to Annihilation. Although it's a 5 mana spell, and usually, you know, you don't get to 5 mana until way later on in the game, but it's just here nonetheless, just, you know, for the extra reach when it comes to the list. So yeah, with that being said, that does it for the list. The list is a winner. I actually went 9-4 with the list. Technically, I went 9-3 because I managed to find myself in the play queue one time, and I had to just exit out, so that counted as a loss. I just didn't want to waste time in the play queue, so I wanted to jump into ranked right away. We did lose 3 other matchups in ranked. I lost 1 to Anvil, mainly because it got really grindy, and they were actually, I made a mistake by discarding a security bypass, and that ended up costing me the game because they had blockers, right? And then I had a big virtual, so that couldn't get through, right? So when I was conniving, and I managed to connive a lot, I actually made the mistake of discarding like one of these, and one was already equipped to another virtual, so that ended up dying despite the protection, I know, but the game ended up being very grindy, and it costed us the game. And the other 2 games, I don't remember, but yeah, the other one other game was against Orzhov, and I actually didn't manage to get any of my protection. My creatures ended up dying due to me casting them on turn 1, turn 2 with no protection held up, and then, you know, I ended up just drawing into spells that beef up creatures while not having creatures. And the third one, I actually honestly forgot what I lost to, but I went 9-3, technically a little over 70% win rate, which is very good for a best of 1 list, in my opinion. This list is definitely a winner, so I advise each and every one of you guys to try it out. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay. I have some pretty decent games for you. This deck really close out a game quickly, so if you're looking to rank up with a list that can acquire a lot of wins in a short amount of time, this is the list for you. And I think 21 lands here is a chef's kiss when it comes to this list, because if you go down to 20, it's going to make it hard for you to find lands. Even though you're a low curve deck, you actually do need your 3rd and 4th land, so 21 has been perfect for me, and all the ratio of protection, buffing, and creatures here has been perfect for me so far. So try it out, let me know what you think. I think you'll really enjoy this list. I love tempo lists, and I think tempo is very, very good when it comes to best of 1 and acquiring wins. It can be a super rapid deck that can just close out games. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay. Like I said, if you find any value within my games, within my commentary, or within my description of things, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you've been enjoying the variety. Let's just grow some more. Also, check out all the links down in the description if you want to become a patron to help out the channel. It'll be greatly appreciated. It'll help me out for my time. Also, become a member of the channel by clicking the join button. If we manage to reach 200 members, we're going to start streaming every day. Also, if you want to jump into other formats like Historic Brawl, Explorer, Historic, anything else, Alchemy, and you don't know where to start, I provide one-on-one private coaching sessions, so hit me up on Discord and to get your inquiry. And with that being said, enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys later with another one. Okay, bye. Okay, No turn 1 Delver. Not a lot of blue as well. I think this is a mulligan, to be honest. Because even if we play the Delver, we can't hold up protection. And if we don't hold up protection and they deal with the Delver, we just lose the game because our hand, you know, I'm not about to think about chance here, right? This is a keep though, I think. This is going to be relatively slow here. I think we take out a show of confidence here, to be honest. I know it's a big yikes, but it's okay. Drawing a lot of creatures so far. Tap, tapped, kill, kill. Yeah, they take out, slip out the back. That's pretty bad for us at the moment. But this is a pretty decent draw here. Okay, this is a very good draw actually. You just need to double spell, get rid of this Virtuoso here. We've been playing a lot of tapped lands, so very, very slow hand for them here. Another one, right? Okay. They're getting close to a Meat Hook Massacre, right? So I'm not going to play the other one here. I think if they go for the other Virtuoso here, we let them have it. Sure. Maybe they'll be tempted to use another spell here on the Shredder. Yeah, I mean, sure. I'm gonna have to skip on the land here, I think. For sure. Ray. That's pretty bad. Yeah. So you've got nothing. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty bad. They just have all the removal in the world, huh? Okay. And we're just flooding in a 22 land hand. GG's. GG's. Okay, burn down the house. Another Fable, sure. Yeah, they're gonna block the Virtuoso here, which is fine. Okay. They discarded a Null. They're running a Null in the main deck? In standard best of one? Yikes. Sure. It doesn't seem like they have anything here, to be honest. Storm Chaser Drake here. They might have Make disappear to make us tap here, which I think I will tap and then play a land, surprise them with the land here. Resolve, auto pay. Yeah, they didn't know I had the land in hand here. That's why you keep the land in hand here, to trick your opponent. Yeah, they're in a very terrible spot here at the moment. All we need is to protect one of our creatures, and that's pretty much game here. So despite the fact that we weren't drawing good, and we flooded, and we mulliganed, we still got there. Well, it depends, you know, the game is not over yet. That's a good sign. That's a very good sign here. Yeah, I think that's game for sure. Yeah, they copy the underdog. Yeah, that's okay. Try to go all in here, like their last hurrah here, but doesn't really do much. Yeah, that's pretty good. We actually managed to dodge a significant amount of removal here. Nice. GG's. Very, very good. Alright, a ton of blue creatures, some protection, and a security bypass. This should be very interesting here. I think we lead with the Ledger Shredder though, maybe? But I mean, it all depends though. I don't know how to feel about Ledger Shredder yet, you know? But this is pretty good, yeah. I think we definitely lead with the Ledger Shredder here. And then next turn maybe we can draw off of the Storm Chaser Drake. But who knows? They're playing green, no removal, which is a very good sign for us here, I think. Very, very good sign here. So yeah, why? Okay, they are tapping my, Alright. Let's connive here. Let's get some value since they're just running green for now. Sure, we discard this. And we attack. Being on the play with a quick deck like this has to be really good. They are running black, so they might have removal. Yikes. I was thinking if they ran black or not, but they passed. They passed while we had removal up. Okay. So we're gonna play security bypass here. We drew another March, which is very good. March can help us protect our creatures here. We don't need to connive with Ledger Shredder just yet. Storm Chaser Drake is gonna do that for us. I think I'm gonna discard the other Storm Chaser Drake here. And just pass. I think we're doing very, very good so far. I like tempo decks, I really do. I think they're just very underrated. I think tempo decks are just really, really good when it comes to win rate and best of one, right? Okay. They still don't have anything, which is... Let's distribute our +1/+1 counters. You never know. That's pretty good. I'm gonna discard Blessed Defiance here because we don't really need to equalize. We're way ahead anyway. And they're playing a super slow deck here, which is always a struggle for our opponent. I'm gonna discard one of these lands here. Yeah, so they might have, they're getting bigger than a meat hook massacre here. So what I do, I think, is just, well, we don't need to play the Delver, right? We don't need to overinvest. We can just hold up our march and protect our creatures here. But the way you play the march is you exile cards from your hand instead of tapping out. GG's. Alright. Delver, slip out the back, Guiding Voice. I think this is a keep for me. 3 lands though. Yeah, it's very interesting here. I think that's a keep for me though, nonetheless. Can try this out. So we're going to play Delver on 1 here, I think. Yeah, since they're ramp as well, this is pretty good for us. And I think even since they are ramp, I think we might play the Virtuoso on turn 2. Because, you know, that buys us just a lot of time. Instantly puts us ahead. Yeah, it seems like they're ramping here. Reveal. Decline. Storm Chaser Drake is a pretty good one here as well, I think. Okay, so what do we do? Virtuoso or Storm Chaser Drake? I think it has to be the Storm Chaser Drake here, since we can go over the top. Yeah, they're going to ramp. Okay, that's pretty good. At least we can get in for some damage here. I wasn't going to attack anyway, so that was very hasty from our opponent there. Yeah, they should have definitely attacked, blocked, then cracked the Neverwinter Dryad. That's pretty troubling though. But hopefully we can go over the top here and close out the game pretty quickly. Okay. I think we shouldn't waste any time, to be honest, here, and just go for it. I am going to get an environmental sciences here, I think. Okay, they're already at 13 life. That's a very, very good sign here. We have a ton of protection in hand. They see you see a guard approach. They might need a Wandering Emperor here. But they had a turn 3 Felidar Retreat, which is very, very good. They're playing Bant, it seems like. But they don't want to play a tapped land here. Okay. Or just a cyclable land. You never know. Yeah, they create a cat. They should have played the Greeters first. No? Okay. Alright. A lot of protection and a lot of creatures, right? Actually, sure. We can just attack. We don't really need to overinvest. It's too easy for us. We really don't need to overinvest here. But the Greeters are going to gain them life, which are kind of a problem here. So the Greeters can actually, like, race us. So we need to draw better than that. See what they get off Storm the Festival here. They can get, like, lands and it'll be good for them, right? Which they did. They got 2 lands, actually. So this is kind of scary. It's getting really, really scary, actually. But I'm pretty sure we can do something about that. Okay. Sure. Another land. Yikes. How are we flooding? Drawing a land in a 21 land deck for me is considered flooding. So, just in case you guys don't know. Alright, so they're dead next turn. So I think what we do here anyway is just, we're gonna use these, right? Can play another blocker. So on their upkeep, I think I want to phase out the Galagreators just so they won't gain life. Now I don't think they're going to have a way to kill us here necessarily. I'm gonna play the Virtuoso here just to block. And I think on their upkeep, I'm definitely going to phase out the Galagreators here. Yeah. Just so they won't gain any more life, right? Because we do need to close out the game. Okay. So they do gain 1 life with that, which is pretty good. I think they're going to try to close out their own game here. But we still have some interaction in hand. Alright, you see a guard approach. We're going to tap the 7/7. Yeah, I think they don't have anything in hand here necessarily, but that's game. Pretty good. GG's. Alright. How do we feel about this one? I mean, this one, we're on the play. This one's pretty good. Okay. I guess the only problem when it comes to tempo is usually the lands, which is like the only problem for any other deck, right? But at least we're drawing some lands, right? Yeah, we're definitely gonna run out a Shredder here. If they have an Aspirant here, that could be pretty bad for us, but they don't. That's very slow and very good for us. Let's just get after it, right? Draw some cards, recover as well. Okay, drawing a land is pretty good. I think I'm gonna discard the other Ledger Shredder here, I think. Yeah. So far so good. We need to be as aggressive as possible and hold up the protection then. Skyclave Apparition, probably on the Storm Chaser Drake. They take the Ledger Shredder, that's fine. It's a big mistake. Ooh, Delver, huh? Nonetheless, I think we just go for it. Give it Vigilance. Just gonna Connive as well, which makes it pretty big. I think here we're discarding the March. Yeah, and we're passing. Not gonna tap out for a Delver here. I want to hold up my protection here. Another one. That's pretty good. Yeah, I have to attack here. Virtuoso, I'm definitely... I think I'm gonna go for this first. See what we draw. Weigh out our options. Man, this is pretty good. Who needs the Virtuoso, right? We're gonna get Expanded Anatomy. 1, 2, 3. Huh. I mean, let's just go for it, right? Draw some cards. It's pretty good. Okay, so they're dead next turn. That's pretty good. Alright, we drew a land, which is very important here. I'm going to discard the Virtuoso here, I think. And I think we play the Delver. No, actually, let me hold up my protection. Let me hold up 2 pieces of protection, March, and you see a guard approach. We don't need the Delver. We can just win the game by playing smart and holding up 2 protection in case they have double interaction, right? Because they might bait me into using one, and then they... Okay. That's fine. That's fine, I think. If they take the you see a guard approach, what does that leave us with? A march that's exiled. That's not good. So let's give them the option of taking one of our protection spells, because the other one is just game, right? Or protecting our creature here. But if we attack with security bypass anyway, and we only have one creature to attack with, it's just gonna go through no matter what. They can't block it. Not a hand they'd want to see. Really not a hand they'd want to see here. Yeah, they have no idea what to take, actually. We have lands, it's just they took March, sure. Okay. I don't think they're going to I mean, their only removal could be... Oh, for security bypass here? Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Take action. The blue source. We need our blue sources here. So they've got nothing so far. We have another security bypass. Yeah, that's pretty much game here. Okay, let's not try anything here. Nice. We got there. Pretty good. GG's. No creatures. That's a mulligan for me. No protection, but we keep this. No protection, so I guess we have to keep both creatures here. Yeah, against the swamp with no protection. We drew the protection, which is very good. Very good. But taking out the land means that it's very possible we don't get 3 lands. Champion of the Perished on turn 2. Yeah. Pretty late. Pretty late to the party here. I think we have to go for one of these virtuosos here. Nonetheless. Jadar. I think if they attack, I think I'm definitely going to take the block here. Okay. Show of confidence. Sure. Can't go for security bypass here. We didn't get a land. Yikes. Instead, courage. I'm gonna discard one of these show of confidences here. Okay. Sure. Okay. Yeah, they might have removal for the virtuoso here. Or 2 pieces of removal, but at least our virtuoso is pretty big here. Oh yeah, 2 pieces of removal. That's pretty bad for us. That puts us way behind. Okay, we drew a land. That's pretty good. I'm gonna discard the other one here, I think. Maybe discarding the other one is a bad move. Okay. Just in case they wanted the effect on the stack to resolve and then remove it. I didn't want to risk discarding another virtuoso and then having this removed. So since we have Homestead Courage, discarding Guiding Voice is, I guess, alright. Yeah. They can't attack anymore, which is pretty good. I think next turn we definitely go for security bypass here. It's very important. Also, we do need to find more protection. We really need to find protection. So since we're going to be conniving a lot, and we actually need to get through, right? I That's fine. That becomes a fight. Nice protection here is clutch, right? We need another blue source then, if that's the case here. We go for security bypass here. Another land. I'm gonna discard the land here, I think. Yeah. Okay, it's conniving. Alright, now we discard the other virtuoso here. They're down to 11. We can discard the Delver here as well. And we're going to pass. Nice. It's working out pretty good. It's working out very good, actually. Next turn we have game. If we're able to protect this. Another Bloodchief's Thirst. Hopefully no 2 pieces of removal here. We're going to give it Hexproof and see what happens here. And discard one of these Storm Chasers here. Oh, that's pretty good. That's clutch. That's game. That's game, probably. Yeah, they're digging. That's a desperate move. That's very good for us. Okay, so we actually managed to beat a champion of the Perished, which is pretty good. Yeah, just go all in. It doesn't really matter. Okay. GG's. Get another zombie with Jadar. We lose life. We're attacking with 1 here, which is pretty good. Okay, that's all I wanted. Slip out the back. Let's discard the Delver here. Good game. GG's. Nice. That's so good. Alright. That's a very capable hand. It's pretty good. Oh, of course. Let's see. Hopefully this creature dodges removal. It doesn't. Oh, it does. Nice. Alright, we pass for now because we want to hold up 2 pieces of protection against the Harvester and possibly something else as well, right? They can attack us here, that's fine. Another Delver, but I'm just going to go for this then, I guess. We're not drawing a land. That's scary. Alright, we just attack here. I'm going to do the same thing over. I'm not going to risk trying to draw a land with the Storm Chaser Drake so I can hold up 2 protection. I just always want to hold up 2 protection. I think at the moment we're just coasting. Or trying to like just bite some chunks off of their life points. Yeah, Ob is fine.
After 1,000 years.
Yeah, they try to gain life with Ob.
A new conquest.
Okay. We just lose the life if that's what they're doing here.
Your punishment is my entity.
That's fine.
Defy me, and you lose everything.
We can tempo them pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna go for slip out the back here. Yeah, it does seem like they have something here. Another blue source is great. Alright. Another blue source is amazing here. This way we can play the Delver, Homestead Courage as well. I'm just gonna hit their face here, I think. I don't care about the Ob. I think we can outrace the Ob. Alright, and we need to hold up 2 pieces of protection here as well. Just get really greedy with the protection. They'll be down to, I mean, they're going to need to gain life here, but I think we can finish them off next turn, even with the life gain, and have protection up, right? So they make a devil, right? And then they gain 2 life. They're up to 9. All we need is like, what, 3 + 1 counters? I think we can get the job done that way. Yeah.
My goons will
The most
make
important
quick
thing for me is
work of
the removal, obviously, right? I mean, the
you. Like
protection.
coin
Sure.
or carnage.
We can lose a life. We can afford to do that here. Oh, Anvil gains them life, I guess, as well. So, I guess it's not over yet. But if the Delver flips, then it's pretty much over, right? Sure. Yeah. I guess what we can do here is just play Slip Out the Back on the Storm Chaser Drake here as well. Just to make it a little bigger, right? Maybe that's a wrong play. Maybe they do have 2 pieces of removal, but maybe it's a Deadly Dispute. Yeah, it does seem like it's a Deadly Dispute, which is fine. They're left with 1 mana, so even if they draw a Voltage Surge here, it's not going to kill my Storm Chaser Drake, but it can probably kill my Delver. So in that case, I just protect my Delver. Yeah, it's very important for me. Oh, that was actually going to flip the Delver, huh? Watch it not flip next turn. Interesting. Flip? Flips. GG's. GG's. Alright, we just go for it here, right? Unless we just make sure that everything is set up here. And we have 2 Usia guards approach, so they don't phase out, they just gain hexproof. Just to guarantee it, just in case they find a way to gain 1 more life somehow. Alright, redemption against Anvil. Nice. Deadly Dispute on the Devil, sure. Sure. Alright, they're gonna go for a, nice. GG's.